Good afternoon, student. Today we'll start with the third chapter of geography, that is mineral and power resources. So, beginning with the chapter, there is a conversation of two little children. They are Keri and Sukant. So, Keri was visiting Sukant in his native place near Dhanbad. Keri was amazed to see that large areas were black. Sukant, Keri asked, "Why is the place so black and dusty?" "This is because of the coal mines nearby," Sukant replied. "Do you see the trucks?" Sukant said. "They are carrying the mineral coal." Then Keri asked Sukant, "What are minerals?" Sukant replied, "Have you ever seen a baker baking biscuits? The flour, milk, sugar and sometimes eggs are mixed together. While eating the baked biscuit, can you see these ingredients separately? Just as in the biscuit, there are a number of things that we cannot see. Such is the mineral which the rock comprise. There are several materials like that we termed as minerals. So these minerals are scattered throughout the rocky surface or the earth rocky crust. So as per the conversation of Keri and Sukant, we came to know that certain things cannot be visible to our eyes, still they are present on the earth, such as mineral that we cannot see. It is in the rocky crust of the earth, which can be extracted by the miners and can be used for various purposes. So today we are going to read the mineral as a resource. So first we have to know what is mineral. A mineral is a naturally occurring substance that has definite chemical composition. So minerals are not evenly distributed everywhere. They are concentrated in a particular region and in a particular rock formation. Take an example from India. We have most of the mineral deposit region in the Chotanagpur plateau, as we know that plateaus are the storehouse of mineral. So some minerals can be found in areas which are easily accessible, such as the Arctic ocean bed and Antarctica. So minerals are formed in different types of geological environment too, under varying conditions. They are created by natural processes without any human interference. So they are the natural resources and they are formed naturally. They can be identified on the basis of their physical properties such as its color, density, hardness, chemical property such as solubility. So these are the physical and chemical properties of minerals. Now we'll read about the various types of minerals. There are over 1,000 different minerals are present in the earth surface. So on the basis of the composition, minerals can be classified as metallic minerals and non-metallic minerals. Under metallic minerals, we have ferrous mineral and non-ferrous mineral. So what are metallic minerals? Metallic minerals that contain metal in raw form, it is called metallic mineral. Metals are hard substances that conduct heat and electricity and have a characteristic of luster or shine. Example, iron, bauxite, manganese. Metallic minerals may be of ferrous as well as non-ferrous. What are ferrous minerals? As the name tells, ferrous minerals like those minerals which contain iron. Example, iron ore, manganese, chromides that contain iron. A non-ferrous minerals does not contain iron, such as gold, silver, copper, lead. Now, what are non-metallic minerals? Non-metallic minerals do not contain metals. Example, limestone, mica, gypsum. So the mineral fuel like coal and petroleum are also non-metallic minerals. Now we'll read about how to extract the mineral. That means the methods of mining or drilling or quarrying the minerals. Extraction of minerals like mining, drilling, quarrying. So under three categories we can extract the minerals with the help of mining, with the help of drilling, and with the help of quarrying. Under mining we have two methods of mining, that are open cast mining and shaft mining. So what is mining? First we have to know. The process of taking minerals out from the rock that are buried under the earth's surface is called mining. So minerals that lie at the shallow depth are taken out by removing the surface layer. This is known as open cast mining. Whereas when deep boreholes or shafts have been cleared to reach the mineral deposits at a greater depth, then it is known as shaft mining. Petroleum and natural gas occur far below the surface, so we have to bore a deep shaft in order to extract the mineral. So deep wells are bored to take them out, and it is known as drilling. So mineral that lie near the surface, or simply we can dug out it can be done by quarrying. So these are the various methods of extraction of minerals. Now we'll read about the distribution of minerals. We know that minerals are not evenly distributed everywhere. There are some of the region where some of the important minerals are concentrated, where some regions where there is very less mineral present. So because of the nature of the earth crust, the distribution of natural resources like minerals depend, so we have an unequal distribution of mineral over the earth surface. So minerals occur in different types of rocks. Some are found in igneous rocks, some in metamorphic rocks, while others occur in sedimentary rocks. So generally metallic minerals are found in igneous and metamorphic rocks that form large plateaus. Iron ore in North Sweden, copper and nickel deposits in Ontario, Canada, iron, nickel and chromides and platinum in South Africa are examples of minerals found in igneous and metamorphic rocks. Like that, in sedimentary rock formation of plains and young fold mountains contain non-metallic minerals like limestone. For example, limestone deposits of Caucasus region of France, manganese deposits of Georgia and Ukraine, phosphorus veins of Algeria are some examples. So mineral fuels such as coal and petroleum are found in the sedimentary rocks. So these are the distribution of mineral that we can see, and which are unevenly distributed all over the world, and we have to see that the distribution should be properly done, so that everyone should have accessibility of minerals. So from the region of surplus area where the mineral can be found in a ample amount, those minerals can be transported to the deficit region so that the distribution can be properly done. So up to this, in the next class we'll read about the region wise distribution of minerals in the world. Thank you.